Jeff Bezos, Jamiedimon, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg have been selling their stock the last month. With this happening when the market trading was near its all-time highs, it begs the question, why are these financial titans selling, and what does it mean for the rest of us? You and me. Even more weirdly, it feels like everyone is talking about this, but at the same time, no one is talking about it. Forbes, Fortune, popular podcasts, and some news media have talked about this issue, but this whole story is now floating around like some mostly forgotten dated rumor. If you're like me, who's a bit confused, like isn't this kind of a big deal? Stay tuned in. What's up guys, I'm Philip and join us this week as we dive into Billionaires' stock liquidation frenzy. What do billionaires know the rest of us don't? According to Forbes, there are only about 2,600 billionaires worldwide, making up the top 0.00003% of the world's economy, but they hold about a staggering 3% of the world's wealth. But the influence they have over the world isn't just about numbers. When they decide to sell their stock, it causes a chain reaction of hundreds of millions of people following their steps and impacts billions. But the question is, why are they selling their stock, basically at the same time in the first place? And how is this going to affect everyone else? Wait. Surely, much of what billionaires do behind the scenes isn't available for the rest of us to know about. Then, how can we figure out why they are selling? It is quite difficult for these giants to go under the radar when liquidating or selling their stock. All of these billionaires own literally billions of dollars in shares that can't go unnoticed. And last month, we witnessed these famous billionaires selling their shares all at once. And this doesn't happen often. For one, Jamiedimon hasn't sold any of his JP Morgan stock since owning JP Morgan back in 2006. The Dimon family owns about 8.6 million shares worth about $1.2 billion, but they aim to sell a million shares worth about $150 million. Mark Zuckerberg hasn't sold any stocks since 2021, but quite recently, Mark sold almost $500 million worth of Meta stock in the final 2 months of 2023. He owns about 350 million shares of his company worth around $170 billion. According to a spokesperson for Meta, Mark primarily sells Meta shares to fund philanthropic initiatives. Jeff Bezos was responsible for moving about $8.5 billion of his Amazon stock from February 7th to the 20th. Starting from his profits, many other Amazon share owners sold off their shares too. The question that remains is, why are these billionaires selling their shares? Does this mean there could be an economic downfall coming up? Jamiedimon and his family announced last year that they would be starting to sell some of their shares for economic diversification and tax planning reasons. To add on, Jeff Bezos came out saying that he would be selling some of his shares due to his move back to Miami. Most people speculate that the main reason was to avoid a $430 million tax burden of the process through his move. Furthermore, Mark Zuckerberg's Meta company has been struggling substantially throughout 2023 with an all-time low. This is the reason why, since 2021, Mark Zuckerberg hadn't sold his stock. From the official stories, apparently, these billionaires are selling stocks in such a short time frame is just a coincidence. Just a coincidence? Nothing else. And it seems like most people who had once been interested in this story have accepted it and moved on, at least until something substantial comes up. But how much of that can we believe? Well, I'm not about to tell you that there isn't anything more than what the billionaires are telling us, but I'm not about to start some conspiracy theory either. What we can know for sure is that it might not be the end of the world just yet. For one thing, Jeff Bezos only sold a small fraction of his Amazon shares and still owns about 10% of Amazon. It's true that Mark Zuckerberg hasn't sold any of his Meta stock since its record high in 2021, but that's because Meta was struggling during that time. But starting from 2024, the Meta shares have gone to a new record high, allowing him to sell some and still have room to breathe. Of course, some of these liquidations are happening a bit too close to one another to feel totally comfortable. So, did Jeff Bezos sell $8.5 billion worth of his stocks just to avoid a $430 million tax fine? Is Jamiedimon preparing for financial diversification, and are all of these things just coincidentally happening in a short time, just when the market is reaching its all-time high? One takeaway from this is just that. Even if they had all of these reasons to sell, they'd never do it if it meant that they'll lose out on the deal, or if they knew they could be made much more if they had waited a bit longer. But one thing that complicates the matter is the rule 10b5-1, which states that these billionaires have to set up their selling plans months ahead of actually selling, which means they weren't aware of all of the details that's happening today before they actually decided to sell. If we give any credit to how much more billionaires know about the market than the rest of us, they basically made a bet, saying this is the peak for the market. We're getting out before it dips. And that's all we have from them at this point. So what do you guys think? Should people follow their footsteps, or should we stay put hoping they were wrong? Have I made any predictions that you have more information on? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I'll come back next time with another banger. Smash that like and subscribe button and make sure to hit the notification bell for more awesome content. Bye!